the refs aren't the greatest in the world, and we know that. We know that this is still a young sport. We don't have the judges right. We don't have the referees completely right. There's only a few of them out there, and it's still a young sport. So don't put the blame on something else when you fail to deliver your own game plan. It just makes everybody around you look bad. So that's my finish strong.
Well, and a couple of things too to just kind of jump on top of what you're saying is where I have a problem with it is one, if the roles were reversed, would you think that was an early stoppage? If you're Bigfoot Silva, if you were doing that shit to Cain Velasquez, would you be like, oh, it was, an early finish? One, and two, the one thing that I always default to is that referees are not trying to stop fights early. If anything, they're trying to stop them late. So if you don't want the fight stopped, they're talking right to you. Give them some sort of an indication. I've never seen a fight stopped when a guy was getting hit and he gave a thumbs up or he gave any sort of an indication to a referee that he was still in the fight. Right. I've never seen a referee stop a fight under those circumstances. So why not do that? So, if you're taking 10, 11, 12, 13 hits directly to your head, he's in there to protect you. So either protect yourself or let him protect you. But either way, there's no room for complaint. May pay out. I think I might have just given him a promotion. You can follow him at Dilettante. He is the mighty and prolific Jason Cruz. Jason, let's get started just by, I'm going to pose a few questions to you. First of all, let me get your feelings on Forrest Griffin's legacy, and what do you think is next for him?
Well, I definitely think he Forrest Griffin is deserved of the Hall of Fame. I think that he has a place somewhere within the UFC, whatever it is, if it's an emeritus status or he does something kind of like on the lines of Chuck Liddell. He's a definite ambassador for the sport, and I definitely think that we will see him around. And by the way, it was a good decision for him to retire without trying to push another fight on the fan.
And what's interesting,
to totally agree with you. That stock has to be up. I mean, we're talking about a fighter, and he talked about it in his press conference, just his background where he's coming up. And I don't ultimately think he's trying to be a bad guy. He just wants to fight, and to get people to recognize him. I think he's done this off his life from his background up, and he speaks the truth, right? And I think that's why I like this so much. I mean, he just says whatever's on his mind, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, well, so be it. So I thought it was an interesting conference call. I enjoyed it very much, and man, I can't even wait for this fight. Like, I wish it was tonight. I might even sell my firstborn just to go watch that fight.
Quick little thing here. When I was here, I'm out here in Seattle, and when I went to the UFC on Fox event here in December, and I have to say the second biggest ovation at the weigh-ins, or whenever they showed them, were the Diaz brothers, Nick and Nate. First went to BJ Penn, and so and that's with Benson Henderson, local guy, on top of the call.
So she is a contender at 125 pounds in the Bellator Fighting Championship, but spent her day today taking aim at a 135-pound male fighter in another organization, UFC. Her name is Michelle Old, and she's had quite a day. Michelle, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I want to get right into it with you, and we'll start with the tweet that kind of set everything off. The tweet was, "Dude used to sell my ex-roommate PEDs, but he hates weed. Go figure." So my question is, what prompted you to send that tweet?
It was just in response, honestly, to everything that I was seeing on Twitter and finding out about Healy's purse getting revoked, which was bad enough, and then I just kind of felt like it was really hypocritical for, the way that Caraway just kind of got on his soapbox, all vehemently, I hate weed, it reminded me of Justin Timberlake in that movie Bad Teacher. I hate racism, I just hate it, you know what I mean? Just so corny, just over the top, theatrical. It's just a joke, I don't know, so, and I just, I responded, I was just, really floored by it, a little shocked, but just because of what I knew, you know what I mean? Just his background or whatever, and Otherwise, if it really was somebody that I knew had a squeaky clean background, had already taken care of his own backyard, maybe I wouldn't have paid much mind to it, but it was just, I don't know. I just thought it was pretty ridiculous.
Okay, and we reached for comment. Both Brian Caraway and Misha Tate, they responded to MMAfighting.com. Caraway said it's complete BS. I don't like drugs, kind of along the lines of what you just said. His girlfriend, Misha Tate, defended her boyfriend as well. She said Brian took a fight unexpectedly on 5 days' notice and passed all of his drug tests. That's all the proof